Hey everyone, how's it going? So my last video I did the starter deck, kind of broke it down on what cards you're going to be getting, how to play the deck, and then towards the end of the video I showed you which cards you can collect to make the deck a little bit better. We're going to be doing the same video for this one, but we're going to be going over this deck right here that you get from the onboarding track. For those that don't know, when you start the beta, you're going to get this free onboarding track, and you can progress through these different tiers and earn different rewards. You get XP through quests and winning matches. The first deck that you get is this aggro sprouts deck right here. Let's take a look at it. It's a set of 40 cards that you get, which is really nice. And the first diver you get is Efficient Scrapbot. What he does is when you discard one, he draws one. He immortalizes when he's seen you draw 6+ cards. So each unit will have its own immortalization. When he immortalizes, each round he's going to draw you an extra card, which is really nice. You have your second diver here, which is Sapling Dryad. She says, I have +1 for each time you sprouted this game. I immortalize when I seen you sprout 4 times. So every time you sprout, you're actually spawning one of these seedlings. And when she sees you sprout 4 of these guys, she then immortalizes to the Great Oak Mother. And then every time you sprout, she adds 2 to its value. So when you sprout one, she's going to add 2 to it, adding 2 defense and 2 attack. So that's really good. So the whole deck is about spawning these little guys and then buffing them to make them bigger to push damage through 'em. We have cards like Fervent Mycologist. She's an evasive unit that can only be blocked by other evasive units. Her immortalization is when I've struck the enemy core, I then sprout one. So she helps you spawn these little guys. You have cards to help support your cards, which is Bloom. It gives an ally +2 defense and then sprouts one. You have Advark here, which is a really good card. When he enters the field, he'll sprout one for for each other ally you have. And then at round in, when he sees 5+ other allies, he then shifts to Deadly Fawn. Deadly Fawn is this timeline here called Overpower. So you kind of play him on the defense turn, and then next round on your attack turn, you have this really big attack with the Overpower to push the damage to his core. You have, let's see, other cards like Sap Sapper is a really, really good strong card. Um, he's a 2/4, and when he enters the field, he sprouts 2 of these seedlings. But he grants them, they're like little bombs. So he grants them last gasp, and when they die, they deal 1 to all agents. So he spawns these 2 little guys. They have like little bombs on them that when they die, they then explode, dealing 1 to everything on the board. He immortalizes when he sees 3+ agents destroyed, and then he becomes a 3/5 with Rejuvenate. What Rejuvenate is this keyword right here. It says at round start, heal this agent to full durability. Durability is your defense right here. So if he was hurt when the round ends, he'll then heal back to full. And then he has this activation when he's immortalized where he could then sprout 2 more of these guys that have little bombs, and he just keep doing he keeps sprouting these little guys with bombs. They explode. Next round he'll heal, and then he'll do it again. So he's really, really strong, especially now in this deck right here. What else we have? So we have Spark of Bounty, which is a really, really good card as well. What it does is when you enter the field, it shifts to Abundant Growth. Abundant Growth has another timeline in the game. And what this does is all agents have +1/+1. It immortalizes at round in if combined all of your allies have 15+ strength in play. When he immortalizes, each round all allies are going to flourish. So each round, as long as once he's immortalized, all your allies are going to gain 1+1 each and every round. So it becomes really, really strong, just buffing your whole board each and every round. And then it becomes too big for your opponent to deal with, and you kind of just win outright with this. So if you get this guy going, if you get him immortalized, it's really, really good. And then you can then push the damage through with the overpower once they're all big, right? You have other ways to push damage with Overclock. Overclock is discard 1 to play. It doubles an ally's stats and grants it temporary. Temporary is this agent is destroyed at round end or when it strikes. So you kind of just want to use this card as like a combat trick. So if you're going very wide and then you kind of just double your ally's stats to push the damage to the core real quick. So it's a good like finisher card. You have cards like this to remove big units. What this does is an agent loses temporary, a card in your hand loses transient, and an agent gains temporary. So you could give one of the opponents temporary so that round end it dies if it's too big for you to deal with. You have cards like this to go very wide. So the deck is all about going wide. So this will sprout 6 for you. You have, let's see, what else in here? You have ways to draw cards. You have ways to take out some units. So this card will deal 2 to an agent, and then it creates a scout around in hand, which is this right here. So this is kind of the deck. I will get more in depth with it as we get into the gameplay here. So I'll do a game with it, just like breaking it down play by play, showing you exactly what to do. And then towards the end of the video, I could show you ways to make this a little bit better as you start collecting cards through packs that you're going to get through the quest each day, and then the packs that you get here that are free each day too as well. So if you want to look at the quests are actually right here. So this is how you earn XP each day, and there's weeklies. There's these core charges is what you use to get the packs with, and then through the onboarding pass, you're gonna get these materials as well, right? There's different types of material in here that you can earn. So let's get into the deck, show you some gameplay and how to play it, and then I'll show you ways to make it a little bit better as you start collecting cards. Alrighty, guys, let's get into some gameplay here. So going against the Singularity bot, not the smartest bot in the game, but it's just to showcase the deck and how to play it. We're gonna start with the Mulligan here. Uh, you, this card you don't want to see in your Mulligan. This card is a really good card. You definitely want this. Bloom is also a great card. Uh, Glade Grazers is not a bad option, but I prefer to see like maybe some more one drops. Some more ways to sprout ceilings is kind of what you want to go for here. So we'll get rid of that. This is card that you want to see in your mulligan for sure. And then Advark is another great card too as well. So this is a pretty good hand, I would say overall. This is a little expensive, but not terrible. So we could start. Let's see. We'll start with the gardener here. Our opponent is playing Peaceful Synergizer. Sorry, Peaceful Synergizer, and then Enhanced Retriever. We are going to, let's see, we'll attack. Do we want to attack? Maybe not. Maybe we just pass here. So we could pass, see what our opponent does. If he does nothing, we could then skip our turn and play this card right here. And then it'll sprout 6 of these seedlings. So we're just going to go wide. Opponent does attack. Okay, so we have some options. We could play this card right here called Bloom. It'll protect our ally here. It'll give us +2 defense, and then it'll also sprout one of these seedlings, which is very nice. So we'll definitely do this. It also gets rid of his unit. Opponent is playing aggressive recycling here, and it looks like he's sacrificing 3 to draw 3 cards. So he's sacrificing 3 of his health to draw 3 cards instead of 2. Alrighty, so now it's our turn to attack. Let's see. We'll just go for the open attack right here, and then we're going to play this card right here called Aardvark. What Aardvark does, he sprouts 1 for each other ally. At round in, if I see 5+ other allies, he then immortalizes, and then he's going to give us access to this Deadly Fawn timeline here. So next round, he's going to shift to Deadly Fawn, which is going to give us overpower. That way we're able to push more damage next attack turn. Okay, so opponent plays the diver. What this card does, it depletes itself, so it's not able to attack, block, or do anything once it's depleted. But it gains 1 reserve energy. Reserve energy is spell mana in the game, so each time it's activated, she gains an extra reserve power. So we're gonna play Advark here. We're gonna go very wide. This is gonna flip because it when it immortalizes, its condition is I've seen you sprout 4 times, and since we sprouted 4 times, he then we then have access to activate, which will give one of our sprouts overpower. So we can use this anytime we want to go attack. We could then activate it to give it to one of our sprouts. So we're going to pass. Aardvark's going to immortalize as well. And then we're going to see the timeline shift right here. It does give our opponent access to overpower right now, which is fine. It looks like he's skipping, which is very very awkward. We're actually going to play this. We're going to play this card, make our sprouts even bigger, so we can have a big open swing. Let's see. What does he do? Oh no. Okay. So the AI is actually a little smarter than I thought it was. It actually used time stop here. What time stop is, it's like a deny. So he's denying my spell, so this won't go off. So we won't make our guys bigger, unfortunately. But we still have like a pretty good sized board here. So, and this is a 0 attack, so we won't kill anything. So we're definitely going to swing and then see what he wants to block here. All right. So we're going to be able to take out his unit and then attack. We bring him down to 5. We could play Spark a Bounty now. This is going to shift the timeline again to a different timeline called Abundant Growth. What Abundant Growth is going to do is going to give all of our allies here +1/+1. And then at round end, if we have 15 plus strength with all these guys combined, he'll immortalize into the beating heart here. And every round, our allies are going to flourish, making them even bigger. So I'll play this here. We'll get rid of one of the sprouts. We'll get rid of this 1/1. And then you're going to see everything gain +1/+1. And then we're going to pass the round. He's going to immortalize. And it's going to flourish our board each and every round. So these guys are going to get huge. So this is typically what you want to see in a game. You want to just create a big board, then go first. You want to go wide, right, and then you want to go tall with this guy right here. If you could get that going, you're in good shape. Like you're in a good spot to win. We don't need to do anything here, so we're just gonna pass. Okay, we'll pass again. Okay, so we can actually get rid of one of his units with this. So I think we'll do that. We'll get rid of this dog here. And then we could also, we have enough mana to get rid of this guy too as well. So we're going to try to clear the board as much as we can, and then we push all this damage through next round. We have this guy to give something overwhelm if he tries to block one of these guys. So we'll go and kill this bot right here. All right. And then we're going to pass. Everything's going to get big. And then we're going to have a big open swing to finish it off. All right. And that's kind of the deck, guys. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Now let's go over the deck and see ways that we could make it a little bit better. As you start collecting cards, I'll show you ways that you can like improve on this deck. Let's see here. So some cards you want to keep an eye out for when you start collecting packs. I would say Egg Tender is a very, very strong card. You could probably use her in a lot of decks, like different syndicates. She's a very good card to start with. She, especially as a diver, because when you play her, she's going to help buff your board a little bit. So you play her on 1. Next round, you're able to flourish. When you can activate her flourish, and what this does is when you play an ally after you activate her, she then gives that ally +1/+1. So you can play her and then play another card and then make it bigger each and every round, which is very nice. You have cards like Mulch. Mulch is very good card too as well. Say if like one of your units is about to die, you can't save it. You could get value from that unit if it's a big unit. So say if your unit's like a, I don't know, the 5/5, right? And it's about to die, you could use this card to destroy your unit and it will sprout equal to its strength. So it'll sprout these little sprouts or these seedlings, making your board even bigger. And then that way you're not losing value on that unit dying. You could also do, let's see, things like Centiprey actually is actually a really good card. So what this card does, it's a spell, it's an immediate spell, so it's going to happen right away. Your opponent can't react to it. And what this does, you get to pick between 2 timelines. So you could switch it between Overpower, or you could switch it between Abundant Growth here. And when you play it, you also give all the opponents and all the enemies exposed. And what expose does, it says this agent may be chosen as a blocker by the enemy. So you could like choose which units you want them to block, which is very nice. So you could do overpower, right? Pick which units you want to block with, or for them to block with, and then you could push a bunch of damage through. It's a really great like combat trick that you can use to just get a bunch of damages on open swing. And since you're going wide, I highly recommend this card to have in your deck at some point. Another great card, let's see, is this one. I feel like this one's a must. It's a legendary, so it's going to be a little tougher to get. But if you do manage to get it, you're going to be in good shape because what it does is it's called chronosynthesis. It sprouts one for each time you sprouted this game. So after a while, after you sprout all these sprouts, right? This is kind of like your finisher card. It then sprouts one for each time you sprouted. So you can sprout up to like, I don't know, let's say like 20 if you sprouted a bunch of times during the rounds. So it's a really good closeout card, or if you need to build your board back up because your opponent took out your board, this card helps you to do that. It's a little expensive, but it's definitely worth it. Um, Another great card. Let's see. Sleepy Druid's not bad. She's a really good card as well. When you play her, you have the ability to activate her. And what she does, you could pick which one of your agents on board that you want to flourish. And flourish grants your ally 1+1. So you get to pick which one you want to do. And then when she immortalizes, after doing that 4 times, you can then actually decay an enemy if you want. So you can actually choose to decay one of the opponents. And what decay does, it grants an agent -1/-1. So she's a good card just to like make everything big each round, or or if your opponent plays something that's too big, they can start like decaying them, making them weaker, right? So it's another good card. This card I highly recommend too as well. Very good card. It's a 1 mana cost. What it does is it sprouts one, but if it has Paradox on the board, it instead sprouts three. What Paradox is, if any agent on the field has the same name, then Paradox is active. So so say you have like 2 seedlings on board already. If you play this card, it's then going to sprout three. So this card will help you go wide pretty quickly, and it's only a 1 cost mana, so it's really good. And it's also common, so it's going to be really easy to get. Hopefully through the packs, you're gonna be able to see this. Hopefully, as you start collecting those packs, or if you have those wild cards, right, you can actually buy it outright if you have green wild card. Um, this one's another one to add to the collection. I would keep an eye out for is a Burrowing Beetle. It's an evasive unit, and as you remember, evasive units can only be blocked by other evasive units. So you're kind of getting that free damage in. And then as you flourish with those other cards, you're able to immortalize him, making him bigger. And then you could actually make him even bigger with the timeline shift, right? For abundant growth. So he just becomes like you have this unit and then like this one that are both evasive. So you're just constantly hitting the opponent, bringing that core down. And then yeah, I think that's a good start. I would believe. I think those cards are very solid. Another great card maybe is I don't know, I'll say Sap Sapper, or sorry, Unstoppable Growth here is really good too. What this does is you can use it as a defensive card. So say like you're trying to push up all this damage through, you're very wide, but your opponent's wide as well. You could actually, what it does is it destroys all of his agents and then puts them all into one unit. It'll make that unit very big, so you want to be careful what unit you use it on, but it'll allow you to stay wide, so you're able to swing and push that damage through. So you just kind of want to use this wisely when you do use it. You could use it on your own units too as well. I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you have overpower available to you because then you become very vulnerable if he has like a combat trick, right? And yeah, those are my recommendations. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you can, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna be doing another video going over this other deck that's in this rewards pack right here. We're gonna be doing a control burn breakdown, kind of like we did with this one. So if you want to watch that, stay tuned, subscribe, and then I should have this video out pretty soon. Thank you guys. You take care. Bye bye.